to this grand finals. I mean, the question is, looking at these drafts, is there any sort of single pick here that's like, all right, it's GG, it's over, or are we seeing sort of a chance for this a bit more brawling early on? We've had 2 games that have been very one-sided. It should have the setup for both teams to make plays and both teams to be able to scale.
Yeah, I think the last pick, I was also thinking about the same thing as Kyle was mentioning it too. I think it's always going to be great when you're playing versus these illusion heroes, of course, versus like the Nagas, the PLs. It's a great setup, but it's also just a good game because he's versus Omni Knight as well, and also it's another stun. Look at the amount of lockdown that they have and the follow-up that they have to a curse, let's say, or a follow-up to a hook shot, any type of initiation. They're going to have a lot of different disables to at least follow up versus the side of EG. EG, I think it's going to be a little bit more passive from them, at least because of that Naga Siren, but we're going to have to watch to see if Crit can at least start to get that ball rolling as he is playing his, like, you know, one of his best 4 positions we've seen him playing the last few tournaments on that Tiny.
And obviously one of the heroes that we do not see a lot, but as talked about in the panel, you know, the Yapsor Lion coming into this game, and on paper, there's a lot of great reasons for it, right? You said the catch, and also that very nice way of taking away some of the Naga's illusions.
Yeah, you actually get quite rich when you're playing versus like the PLs and the Naga Sirens. When you are playing this Lion, you just Hex, you mana drain in the mid game. If it does get to like the mid-late games, this Lion ends up you end up killing, honestly, like hundreds of illusions, and it gives you quite a lot of gold on a Lion, if it gets to that point. I don't know if Secret wants it to be at that point, because I think they're going to play at a pretty fast pace because of this Lesh TA draft. They can look to take a quick, easy Roche. They can look to fight a lot too. So yeah, we'll see it all play out. And this is the big hero to look out for, though. It's a Matumba man on that Lesh rack. He's going to be able to do quite a lot, in my opinion, versus what he's against.
And another hero that we really have seen more and more of as the tournament's gone on with, it's the Clockwork, right?
Yeah.
Picking it, playing it on the offlane. I mean, the question is for you, have you sort of started to be, you know, have you been sold by the Clockwork performances that we've seen, or do you still have a lot of question marks for this hero?
He seems to be pretty decent. I've been seeing a lot of people, you go for like the Rocket and stuff level 1, and especially versus Naga Siren, since they go for their illusions, they go the mirror image, you get their double nukes, and you actually clear the illusions pretty quickly. I'm wondering if we see Zai do that too, because I watched Ice 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 in this matchup, and he killed the Naga Siren in like 2 times, I believe, in the laning phase, which was really impressive to me. So we'll see if he's able to do the same thing as we are waiting to see what Zai skills up. Yeah, he skills up the Rocket immediately, and he will look to secure that range creep with it and also hurt the illusions. Couriers will get away, as it did look like Yapsor and Crit were kind of battling each other.
And always very interesting to see how the mid lane matchup will go down between Nisha and Arbet, both one of these incredible heroes that are going to be able to bring a lot of action this game, the TA and the Storm. We'll see what sort of a start they get, but at the same time, both heroes where the lane will not matter too much, they're going to be catching up. They're going to be hitting the jungle creeps, and then that's going to be all about the first sort of item timings, whether it's when Arbet gets his Kaya, whether it's Nisha wanting to go for the blink first, when they'll really start to get involved with the action around the map.
Yeah, absolutely. I love watching the TA Storm matchup just because I actually think that's one it's so like skill matchup, because like sometimes you might just see the Storm kill the TA because he gets a pull-in vortex or something along those lines, or rotation comes in and you can go for that. Speaking of rotation,
it is Crit. He's going to be able to get the toss back. Nisha's got the refraction, will save him against some of the damage, but now they managed to fight through it. Nisha getting blocked up, and that'll set up for first blood for Arbet. Crit, he's done it so many times on his Tiny, and already that's making these first early moves around the map. You've got to keep your eyes on this man. He's going to be making plays all over the place.
Yeah, he's aware of what happened in the last game. He actually put a sentry ward down on the bottom side, and he was able to get the D ward, so he can make those easy moves that makes it a little bit more unexpected. Nice double stun into denying the DD rune.
Very nice, giving a good old Yapsor there.
Yeah, heads up play there from Crit, knowing exactly where their observer ward was placed so that he can look to make those moves on the mid lane without any information on him at all. So we're going to watch. It's going to probably be a lot of movements toward that mid lane. We see Crit immediately start walking toward. He's going to break Nisha's salve by tossing Yapsor on top of him.
Yeah, making sure that Arbet has the chance to stay a little healthier. Does get some regen ferried out for himself, as Arbet will heal up back to full.
See, now what you got to do as Zai is you got to start rocketing the mid lane. You're like, you know what, Crit, you want to gank mid? I'll start rocketing your Storm Spirit. But for now, he is just addressing to just keep spamming up top to secure his own farm.
Mid lane?
Mid.
Good stun here. Nisha's going to be able to set up a little bit of damage. At the same time, Arbet's still got mana to play with, and Crit is around. So Nisha won't be able to stay aggressive onto Arbet despite the low mana. Both supports just sticking around mid, making sure the backup is there for their mid laners if they do get gone on by the opposing team's position 4.
Oh, the creep aggro in mid lane actually got very thankful. YapzOr like pulled the creep and it was looking towards walking toward the tier 2, but Nisha was able to actually secure 2 last hits. And continued pressure in mid. Immediately they're gonna go. Crit, he's still in the area. YapzOr didn't see it.
YapzOr's left. They need to get back over here as soon as they can. YapzOr's keeping it over, but it's too late. He's under the tower, and EG, another kill. YapzOr, he gave up on hanging around. Crit made this really nice juke around the trees. I think YapzOr expected the Crit maybe headed elsewhere, but he had it. And Crit, again, finding these opportunities to secure his mid lane for Abed.
And YapzOr TP'd too. He wanted to actually be able to help, like you mentioned, to try to TP forward, but yeah, Crit just being a little sneaky there. We have a rune coming out. It's bottom. It's an arcane. Abed is able to get it. They will get the stun. They don't have a hex, but the mana drain, the slow that comes out from it.
Very nicely pulls him back, and that buys time for Crit to come in. Abed will be saved. Again, Crit just the savior at the mid lane, making this lane beautifully set up for Abed to continue to have a good time. The farm's still very close between them. You know, Nisha is keeping up, but Crit, he's just making it that little bit easier for Abed.
Just being a nuisance, and that just puts, he's allowed to do this because he has the Omni Knight in a 1v1 bottom, because YapzOr has to sit around that area, which is fine for Omni Knight versus Lash. They're actually dead even down there. Any stacks coming out of the jungle doesn't look like, as YapzOr has been kind of just sitting around mid. Has Tranquil Boots finished up, so he should be able to follow the movements. And we are hitting that 5-minute mark for bounties. Zai getting aggressive.
Let's see what he can do against Fly. I mean, a couple more approach with the battery assault. He'll have the rocket flare. That'll do it. Zai diving in and takes the kill underneath the nose of the 2 players. RTZ cannot get over in time to tack it up for the battery assault. At the same time, EG making the counter plays. They're pushing on bottom, and guess who's there? Guess who's involved? It's Crit.
Of course it's Crit. He's playing Tiny. He's going to be looking to go everywhere.
Already looking to be an exciting opening for this game 3. Both teams having these movements less, compared to some of the static lanes we saw earlier this series. This is all heating up very, very soon. Another move up top. Zai trying to step in. Fly is there to turn, blast him back. Arteezy with the illusions, bringing Zai down pretty low, but he's under the tower. They cannot dive any further. Arteezy's position will be kept safe though. He can continue to farm as all 6.
It's so even.
Everybody's getting away with the farm. Both teams' supports are doing an excellent job of securing each lane for their cause.
I'm loving these sentry wards by EG though. You see how I talked about the initial one they placed down toward the bottom river that was able to get the D ward, and then these following 2 sentries actually got another D ward on the mid lane. So the information to where the Tiny is just not there because of the way the Crit has been playing and the way the Crit's been reading how Secret has been warding. So really heads up plays there by Crit, just understanding exactly where those wards are. And he's now placing his own wards and playing super deep at the moment. And he'll put it at that deep ward to be able to watch where Nisha is.
In top lane, we will see the TP over from the Storm. He's looking to make this play very early on. Abed, he recognizes that Zai is low, and he goes in for this play. He's now going to look towards Puppey. He's trying to fly away, but Arteezy is there waiting on the other side off the cliff. As Puppey, he's in danger. Arteezy chases him down. Zip fall from Abed. I mean, we've seen this man make so many early moves on his Storm, but this game, 7 minutes in, he's coming into the top lane, and he's getting 2 kills for his team.
I think this is the reason why he made that quick rotation toward top. This big stack, he doesn't want it to get stolen. But look at this. The mid laners both moving so early on. Nisha, level 6 though.
They may get a kill out of this as they slow down Fly.
Does actually miss with the trap there actually, but with the side blade he hits him.
There we go. The drag back onto Nisha. Avalanche as well, but YapzOr's there with a stun to hold back Crit. Still, they'll chase on. Nisha's got to be focused. Another zip. Abed's in. They'll get pushed down. In fact, they're pushed down towards Nisha. Gets the reflection out, but the toss back's there. Up to the shrine. Abed, he's striding up. He's getting the mana. He drags back in the TA. Another 3 minutes for YapzOr, but it's not enough to save Nisha. And again, you know who the man was that enabled that? Oh, Crit. When Crit respawned, he came to the tower. He refilled Abed's bottle, giving him that initial mana to start off that play.
Took the words out of my mouth. And they do have the Shrine as well that filled them up as well even more. But because of this, that matchup I mentioned, you know, the Lesh versus Omni Knight, now though, when Lesh starts getting like level 6, level 7, you really start to build the pressure that Omni because of how much damage your Pulse Nova is actually able to do. So we see Matoma Man, he just runs him down and even takes the tower. So you see that Lesh is really starting to take it over that lane, and he's actually queued up just going for bots. I think he's starting to read the way that this game is going, read how the movements are going, and he knows, I want to get involved on this too.
I mean, both teams so far, this has been excellent. He's going to play mid. Okay. He's got the toss back straight into the hands of the Storm Spirit. Zai will TP in. Ahmed's still got a lot of mana to play with. He turns. Vortex is back by Timmerman's side. He hook shots across, but he doesn't catch on to Ahmed, so Ahmed can zip back to safety. They will lose crit. The TP is in for a secret. Will warrant them a kill on the support, but Ahmed, he's still getting away with the action, and he's getting out of there. Matsu will walk back to base and will naturally roll into the goal for his boots of travel. So he'll be able to get himself straight back out on the map.
Crit and Abed are just actually everywhere, right? They're just showing up to every single one of these fights, but it's 5-7, and it's actually still a gold lead for Secret. And again,
very slightly.
Crit TP'd mid, he filled Abed's bottle again. These two are just...
Oh, they're on the hog. Abed, he zips in. Oxanisha wants to the back of it. There's Zai's trying to come across to help out, but another zip forward. The Magic Burst bringing Nisha down low. There's the Avalanche. Nisha, the refraction in the second is back up. Can they fight for it? Toss forward. They'll stay on top. The refraction's now gone. He's trying to get his mana back up with the bottle, but he hasn't enough mana to look for Nisha. They'll turn towards Zai. Meanwhile, Arteezy, he also killed off Yapso. The drag back, Zai's in trouble. He'll lose his career. He'll lose his life. Another kill for Abed.
My God, just relentless. I mean, we asked for this, right? We wanted fighting. We wanted battle. We have more kills, I think, than the first game entirely already at this point. 14 kills in it, and we did see Arteezy. He went for an early point in the ensnare. We saw him do it around the Shrine to catch the Storm, and now just netted him another kill as he was able to set up onto Yapsor.
I mean, this is, you know, incredible from both sides, but in particular, as you say, Abed, the amount of involvement he's had here, 10 minutes in, 3-0-4. As I said, we've seen him have some explosive starts, but this one here in the grand finals, it's topping them all.
Yeah. And he's being enabled really well by Crit. Crit's just hand in hand with him every single time, filling up his bottle or just being there to get those tossbacks constantly. All the space in the world for Arteezy to get that farm up. He's farming well, and he's also got kills to boot. 3-0-0, 76 last hits, level 9 on the Naga Siren. Definitely having a good time.
He's able to head over and finds himself a bit of a juicy set of Ancients, being that the Prowler's very easy for the Storm to clean up, so Abed's going to be able to keep himself very high up there in experience. In terms of farm though, Matsu and Nisha, they are farming very nicely. They're getting space. Arteezy's still the man to top it all though, as this Naga Siren. Space down bottom for him. He even cleans up the tower alone. Mid lane, they're looking to go on Ramsey. Zai will pop down the cogs, fingers out, bam, they got him. Yapso gets the kill, gets a finger stack up at the very good timing of 11 minutes, and they can now push on onto the mid. Fortification will be popped to Matsu, a little low on mana. So back off for now. Crit's in the neighborhood to see if he can get a catch. So Secret have to be a little wary of that. Puppy, he's soaking up levels top, does have the 6 to make plays, and Zai, he's found Fly all on his own.
Easy kill.
Doesn't look to be any help for Fly. He cannot escape this, as Zai will find the straggler.
That is the dream about this Clockwork pick versus, well, Tiny, he has some type of a solution if he can find a creep to be able to toss the Clockwork away onto, but these two supports, they're very vulnerable to a Clockwork. Even the Omni Knight can be a bit. Even though he's very tanky, he probably won't die, but just keeping him inside of it there will be very frustrating. Zai making all the right moves. He still has hookshot available too around this top, and Secret, they're just looking to ramp up the pressure on the towers in particular because they have this max edict.
They'll quickly clean out the way for the rocket flare and the purification. He also scouted behind the trees, Zai, seeing if there was anything ready to look for a jump on him, but they can back off safely. Mid lane, Crit and Abed, they want to keep this tempo going. They're smoked up, looking for action. There's the toss in, straight in onto Yapso, but Yapso, he's quick with the Hex, gets it up before there's a Vortex, but now Abed can play on with no worry if the Hex is on top of Yapso. The burst isn't quite enough yet. He's the fact that he's out of mana. Abed, so he's trying to get it, but there's so much backup for Abed. Ramses and Fly, they're here as well. They turn, they kill off the clock, as EG are playing so well around their Storm. Now they can look to try to find their Secret. They're in. Abed, but again, the Avalanche, the heals, they're keeping their Storm safe. Abed's able to pick up the haste rune, as he can bottle back up in a second.
Arteezy joins as well. We have, is that 9 heroes in the mid lane? But yeah, you can see how much they're really, it's an Abed Storm, right? There's reasons that they want to back this man up to make sure that and ensure that he has the best game possible. They're really playing around him so much, just bringing everything to back him up.
Another bit of a go onto Ramses, but he's already, you know, becoming quite the target to go on. It's very hard for them to kill him. Nisha wants to focus on getting his first major item done. Back to the jungle he goes, 500 gold away from the Desolator. And with that in mind, once they have that, now when they do get that sort of stun initial setup onto the Storm, they'll have the chance to burst him down with the physical.
Yeah. And if they do get any type of fight, or if they can even try to get a sneak position, the Roche is very easy for Team Secret. EG, they can contest it though. They have the Naga Siren with the Song. They have the Storm Spirit as well, who can constantly zip over to get vision and check across there too. But I think the real X factor that could happen in this game, well, hold that for a second, Zai will be okay. But the real X factor in this game is there is a Lion on Secret versus the Storm that can cause some big problems, but there is an Omni Knight. I think that's the one big thing that EG does have that can protect Abed in the mid game, because Hex and these quick disables that do come out from this Lion, it tends to be Storm's kryptonite. Throw a Heavenly Grace on top, cut those in half, really could be a difference maker.
And these timings, again, Secret, no hesitation. Yapsor's just got the finger back online.
He's got to get those stacks up. He's got to use it every cooldown.
Let's see if they can find Crit in the trees. Crit's trying to hide. He's juking this out quite nicely. He's in a little spot. And Crit, they're actually not going to find him yet.
No. Just kidding.
At the Arctic Burn ends, the trees get cleared out. He's got backup straight and they go onto the Wyve and Poppy will fall. As they cannot find Crit in time, they cannot kill him. Backup's inbound, and again, it's another kill there. Arbed getting involved in mid.
It's a bigger one.
Down. They've got the sun, the finger, is it enough? It is! Yapsor's in town to get the kill, but look at the reaction. Arbed's in with Ramses. They're starting to drain them out of Arbed. He'll zip away to break it. He looks towards Matty. The chain fosters out. He'll bounce once to Yapsor. Nisha still trying to push onwards with the refraction. Tossing, Arbed, he turns. Zai, he falls. Another kill for Arbed as EG, they back away, and they won't lose anyone else out of this.
Arteezy playing a little bit too far up though, but just such quick movements. It's so hard to read that you wouldn't be able to read those type of moves at all because of how fast Secret and EG are both moving around the map. But that is the one thing that Arteezy does have to be careful for. As we said, the Lesh, a hero that is a straight counter pick versus that Naga Siren, makes it really easy for you to identify and allow Yapsor to get that finger up. And that's the second stack. We know how the way Yapsor plays. He just tries to use it as often as possible. And I actually like that he went for the multiple points in Mana Drain rather than multiple points in Hex. I think this Mana Drain is actually going to put in a lot of work, as we see it does get the Storm down very quickly.
And he's in Arbed. He's using all of his mana to close this gap. Yapsor is there, but EG, they've got the numbers. Heavenly Grace onto Arbed. He's on the mana fly. He's tossed forward, looks for the setup on Yapsor, but Nisha looks to turn. GA's out from Ramses. Ramses is getting low. They're moving. The Sinister Gaze pulling Nisha inside. He threads the needle. He doesn't hit anyone at all. He'll still step forward to try and push them back. Gets on top of Crit. Goes with the stun. They've got the spawn. Crit will live. Crit backs away. And now EG, they still want to fight. Crit, he's stepping back forward. Another avalanche onto Zai, and it makes the space. He gets away. Impeccable play from both teams. Game 1 and 2, they both were sort of one-sided stomps. It was all worth the wait. This game 3 could not have started any better.
No, beautiful. 8-12. We got 20 kills in 16 minutes, and it's just battling non-stop from both sides. Even when there is you could say, a kind of greedy Naga Siren coming out in the game, Arteezy's still getting involved as well. It's not like he's just sitting on the sidelines farming this whole time. No, he's been showing up to majority of these engagements as well. They're really trying to hold on to this mid tower as long as possible versus that Edict. They're going to glyph their catapult though on the side of Secret.
And I mean, they're bringing in the full squad. 5-man on the mid lane for Secret. They want to take this tier 1 away, and they'll find it. Hook shot from Zai. He's in onto Ramses, locking him down in the cogs. There's the follow-up into any save for Ramses. He pops the drums. He tries to run, get a heal. He finds Zai now stuck under the top of the cold embrace. He'll heal Zai up. Nisha's by his side. The chain fosters out. Zai still alive, and a rocket flare. Arbed zips across. Will help finish the kill. They'll punish Zai for diving too far.
7 kills now for Abed, 7-0-4, just involved in pretty much all of them on the side of EG. And just barely able to get Ramses out of there. That drum, he's able to get the distance just to get out. Such a close game. Less than 1k gold lead for EG. Experience is pretty much exactly the same as well.
And it's pretty much exactly how both teams will want to start this off.
Yeah.
EG, they're making the plays with the heroes they need to. They're buying a lot of space for Arteezy. Whereas on the side of Secret, you have both Matumbaman and Nisha gaining farm at the pace that they wish to. Nisha, Deso, looking for the BKB. He's now going to be very prepared to turn up to these fights, and it will be incredibly hard for EG to do much against him at all. At the moment, from EG, it's pretty much entirely magical. Inside the jungle, another kill is found. Again, 3 stacks now built up on the finger damage of Yapzor. Every single time it's ready, he's finding action. And these stacks, they're racking up at an incredible pace. And sorry, it wasn't the BKB.
He went to the lance.
For the lance.
Okay. I think that's pretty neat so that he can reach over the cogs, and he does have the growth bow as well. So the attack range on this TA, she's a real ranged hero now. 660 range rather than your usual like 400 or whatever it is on your TA.
And you know, sure, you know, him himself, he doesn't have any sort of magical damage, but just applying that magic resistance debuff, you've got a great backup to make the most of it. This clock line, unless they're going to blow up heroes that you go on.
Absolutely. And I like that Yapzor actually switched the decision. He had the Glimmer Cape queued up for a very long time, but I think because of the last few moments how it's been going, I think he can go for this Blink Dagger because they want to have a secondary follow-up or a hero to at least start the fights besides Zai. And I think this will be really important if he's able to just catch the backlines. If he can blink, get a disable on the Omni Knight, and they're able to disable the Storm Spirit, that's the dream condition there for Secret. As now they're looking to go, as Matumba is pushing the top lane.
Let's see what they can find, Matsu.
Can they just actually go into the Roche pit and try to sneak that one here? First, I think they want to take a fight.
I mean, with the Desolator on TA, there's always that temptation. But they'll look for action first. Matsu starting to open up onto Crit. The rest of EG are coming over, but they cannot get there in time. Crit will fall. Secret trying to block up the rest of them. They get onto Fly. 2 dead on EG. Secret, a successful invasion of the jungle. They'll back off, and they have got that opportunity now if they do wish to take it.
Yeah, now they get this deep vision down too. They actually did have a very deep ward already. I think that's probably why they went for go for the kill, because they've had this ward down for about 2 minutes inside of that inside of that EG jungle. So they're able to identify, see those kills available for themselves, and then go for an easier rush. But there is still a way to contest for EG. Like we said, they have the Song of the Siren. They have a Storm Spirit with a Bloodstone already finished up at this point in the game.
And you're right, Arteezy is going to do a lot of damage now, Arbed. It's a big zip, quick zip back to avoid any sort of disable. The curse will be dropped down, holding him in position. As if EG could continue to fight this. Arbed's getting burst slow. He has enough mana to get back outside of the pit. They're on top of the rider with a diffusal blade. Arteezy is shredding through him. A cold embrace buys Matsu some time. They'll use the GX so they can try and stay on target, but Matsu, he's running. Arteezy, he's singing the song. He's trying to chase and see if they have the control. They surround Isha. Arbed's in on top of them. The TA is so much trouble. The sentry is down. They see him through the mount. They kill the TA off. And now with the mana being burned by these illusions of Arteezy, Secret all getting pushed back. Arteezy is making a beeline straight for Yapzor. Yapzor gets pulled back by the Sinister Gaze. It's a double kill for Arteezy. And they're not done yet. They look for Zai. Arbed stunned, but the Heavenly Grace from Ramses gives him the safety to get away from the stuns. He zips out. The 2 buybacks of Secret. Are they actually going to be able to find a catch with it? They have the hook shot. Zai, he's looking for the angle. Gets the vision. He's setting it up. Another slower to Artor. He has the illusions out, and with that in mind, Zai cannot find the angle for the hook shot. EG will step back.
They have to get this. They have to go for this Roche now. It feels like on Secret with those 2 buybacks, but EG, they continue to contest this.
Nisha, he's got to be careful. He pulled back for the
regen rune.
Another zip in Arbed. He's starting to play around with him, getting the most value out of the regen rune. And now Zai, he's on to Ramses. Ramses still got a lot of health in the pool. Avalanche right out of cover, but the finger bursts him low. He's stuck in the cogs. He's killed off. Nisha finds the kill. Now a buyback from Ramses. They've got to hold this fight around Roche, but Secret have already found a second. Double kill for Nisha. As EG knows, Secret, they brought back for this action. They've got to do so as well in turn. They cannot let Secret get this Roche out.
And this is where you really start to see the tier 1 Dota at its finest. I see these heroes, like Yapzor, he had gold to buy the Blink Dagger before he dies. No, they make the identification that they know, hey, we should not spend our gold. We have to save for the buybacks to contest around this Roche pit. And both sides do exactly the same thing. I saw the same thing coming from Fly. He had some gold to buy some stuff, but nope, he saves for the buyback. Heads up plays from both sides to ensure that they can fight around that Roche pit.
And whilst these plays are going on, there's no time lost. It's not like we have these core heroes missing out on farms. Even the support, they're getting their crucial items. Yapzor now with the blink, that additional way to make the counter plays. No longer does he have to be positioned in a position where Arbed's going to be able to zip in on him. He can wait on the backlines and look to play for that counter play, to get that jump, Hex, start to take away the mana of the Storm, and set up for Secret to get in on top of Arbed.
Yep.
But a bit of a calm in the Storm now. 14 to 15, 22 minutes into this game.
They need a breather, just a slight little breather.
You know, people may have wondered where the action went from game 1 and game 2. They were storing it all up. They were saving it for this one. They both let each other have a bit of fun, have a bit of a stomp, and now the clash is real. These two teams are so close at the moment, matched in everything, matched in skill and ability, and it is showing.
Full mana up on everybody on the side of EG except for the tiny Matumba man is very low on mana. I don't know if they're going to be able to respond this one.
Deep. A bit of time brought by the cold embrace. They've got the control over the curse is there. Buy space for Yatsu, but Arbit's so deep he can stay on top of target. The chain flush, the pullback, and you get Yatsu, but Arbit dies for this. The song comes out from EG. We'll see what they want to do. There's a TP in aggressively from Matumba man. They're trying to TP out, fly, crit, RTZ. He's not going to get away. They're not going to get away. They've got the yours. They slam him down. The backup is already gone home. RTZ left alone and killed off. Secret get a second core kill, and the chase is not done yet. Matsu trying to hold down Ramses, but with a heavenly grace, the debuff won't last long. Now maybe Roshan could be the target. The two cores of EG, they do have buyback, but do they really want to use it for this? They do. There's your answer.
At least
from Abed.
Just from Abed for now.
I mean, RTZ knows, yeah, he's going to just spend his money. He doesn't have Song of the Siren. It's much too much of a liability if he buys back on the Naga without his ult.
I think they recognize also that the Storm is enough threat. A lot of the spells were used already on the side of Secret, and Matumba Man actually, he had the TP, so he TP base and then he boxed into that last fight so that he can ensure that he had mana when he joins in. But Abed overplaying his hand just a bit there. He still is fairly squishy if he does get caught by that TF. If he is caught by any type of those disables. A lot of damage coming out still from Nisha.
And sure, it's very easy for him to get to the backlines, but when he goes as deep as that, he can't quite get the backup he's been getting for the most part of this game. And here, again, that play, the Yules coming in just in time as the song ended. He did not have the song for long enough to give him that safe departure.
Yeah, big mistake there by RTZ. Not timing his perfectly. I guess he was trying to bail out his teammates and maybe just didn't look at the timer for himself just properly. And he gets punished, and that's a pretty big one. And that's the buyback from Abed. So you do always, as we do always say, if he does get caught out again, it's going to be quite a long time where they do not have that Storm Spirit, and there is a lot of ways that he can get caught out.
Man, it's getting harder for Abed to find the easy kills. A BKB complete on Matumba Man, so no longer a hero target that Abed can consider in these team fights. He's got to at the least get in, get out. At the best, he's got to force that BKB out prematurely.
Yeah, they have the other ways to protect too, right? The Cold Embrace plus the Glimmer from the Wyvern. They have ways to protect each other on the side of Secret for sure. EG, they now do have crit with the Blink Dagger, which he was lacking in the last few moments. So a better form of initiation. That's probably also the other thing is too, they did smoke that last time when crit was about 100 gold away from the Blink. So maybe if he had the Blink, he would have been able to follow up and try to help Abed, but yeah. Abed just a little too over-aggressive as Matumba. He does spot out crit. Song of the Siren.
He's using it very aggressively here as he's found Nisha, and maybe rightfully so. Quick with the avalanche, the illusion to point of his mana and his life forgone. Nisha dead for 80, back in the river. Yapsel's got the finger, the burst control from Secret to take down Ramses.
Both dead for a very long time, as we said, lots of buybacks were used in this game already, so 70 seconds on the both of them there. Song will be on cooldown for a bit of time.
They're still making the moves mid potentially. No, they TP out. Zai did have eyes on them, but EG, they've all left the area. Abed will head down, be able to find himself another bounty rune, and he's going for that Aghanims next. Team fight control is a must.
He seems to do this almost all the games on the Storm Spirit now that I've seen.
I mean, even if he's just getting in on the back lines, grabbing two heroes with the Vortex, it makes the fight so much easier for the rest of EG to follow up his engagement.
Yep.
That additional disable for that short matter of time makes all the difference in these sort of fights.
Takes him up a decent amount too. So because he also went for the static remnant damage this game. He wanted to be a little bit more greedy. You play for that level 25. You go the distance auto ball and you get the extra remnant damage because he has the Bloodstone and he's gonna have an Ag. So that extra health that he gets from those items will at least cover that he didn't go for 400 health. So much attention though being brought, at least from the side of Secret, on making sure that mid tower doesn't die. And EG, they've been kind of like battering their heads to try to get that one too, but it's unable to do so. So Secret always have that tower to TP to.
Some big timings again that both teams may decide to wait upon. RTZ just under 1,000 gold away from having his heart complete.
Yeah, he's very rich, and also the other important thing is he's level 18 now too, so level 3 Song of the Siren, he cuts it by a decent margin on that song cooldown from 120 to 80.
They've got the jump. Crit tries to start it off, but he gets away in time. Have Refraction and Blink available.
Should also point out that an Orbit Destruction was also picked up for Nisha, so we saw how fast he was able to bring down that Storm Spirit in the last team fight. Throwing a Meld, a Deso, and an Orbit Destruction.
What's
Mike's armor is quite a lot.
Matsu pushing in very aggressively there, going behind the trees, and he may have caused sights in order to die as well. EG, they zip across, they're on top of the clock, and Matsu going a little too far, feeling a little too safe with Zai in the neighborhood, but it was so easy for EG as a team to take down Matsu and get straight away onto the backlines. They know that every single time a core's pushing out like that, they'll be back up behind them.
Yeah, and a regen rune is bottom too, so Abed, who burned a heavy amount of his mana pool to get those Bloodstone charges, will be able to regen up to the fullest. And I guess he was just trying to hold his BKB as long as possible, but because he got netted and then he could have just popped it and TP'd out, but the Storm Spirit comes in and catches him off guard. That's a big kill there for EG. Now they finally get that mid tower that they've wanted for so long,
and
they're able to inch forward.
As you say, Abed, whilst this regen is ticking, he will look for those incredible zips. At the moment, he's going to work on cleaning out the waves, reclaiming some of these outposts in their favor. It's getting closer towards that 30-minute mark, only about a minute away, so it now forces Secret to have to play to another objective if they wish to maintain that XP advantage that the outpost will give them. Zai starting to lose his mana. Crip finds the toss back onto Puppey. He's dragged back by the fear. The sentry's down. No Glimmer will save him. Puppey's gone. So now that's
because they were able to take that mid tower. They're able to take this aggressive high ground now, finally, which they've been trying to do for so long. They get the wards up. They're able to watch the movements. They catch that. And now Aghanims is also finished now on your Storm Spirit. So also taking that Electric Vortex talent, 3 second disable AoE, if he's able to actually catch it on the right targets, is very strong.
Straight away, here we go. Every time these sort of items get picked up, immediate smoke from both of these teams. They know how big the impact is if they catch them off guard. Zipping onto Yapzor, no one else near, as that is another charge for Abed's Bloodstone. As his hunger for blood rises in this game. Down bottom, Matsu and Nisha, they are relatively alone. They do hold the outpost, so TP backup can come in if EG start to make the move on one of these cores.
They smoked again on the Tiny as well as the Lich. It was under vision of Team Secret though, so they are aware of this one with the TPs coming in.
There is TP backup coming forward. Matsu's able to interrupt the channeling. They'll look towards Crit. The Frost Shield will give him some safety, but Matsu and Puppey will be able to take him down with the magical and the physical. Abed, he's working on Nisha. They bring in RTZ and the Illusion, starting to burn that mana. Matsu's looking to push the supports, push Fly away. He can kill off Fly. He's used the BKB for this Matsu, so now he's got to be careful. He has to retreat. Nisha with the jukes, the refraction, the blink down. He'll get himself out of there, but Abed, he's hunting the song. It cancels any chance of an escape. He still has the TP available, but he's got no BKB, of course, with this build, Nisha. Still, it doesn't matter. Abed, he doesn't want to fight this. Zips out, TP's away. Yapzor's not there quite in time with the stun.
That was so close for them to be able to grab him there. Good identification from EG to back out there with that song rather than looking to make aggressive play. This is 21-19, and again, immediately now it's Secret who throws the smoke out down on the bottom side, as they do have their finger available, they have their curse, they've got all their tools to be able to fight.
I mean, Nisha, he is in the pit. This will be scanned out, an immediate buyback from EG. They know that someone's in there, and Abed, he's ready to punish it. Zips it straight away, looking to break the refraction with the avalanche. They toss him back. He's in trouble. He's too far away for the rest of the team, but no, he's dying. He's in. Hawkshot. That gives the chance for Nisha to be able to blink out. No damage was done after refraction. Nisha will be fine. And with a curse of Puppey, Secret can maybe turn this one around. Matsu, he's lining up the two-man stun. Nisha's looking for the angle, but he knows Abed's still good to go. Abed losing the last bit of mana to go in onto Nisha. Ratizi, he looks towards Matsu. Matsu's BKB is back online. Instantly uses it, cannot risk being jumped on by any further members of EG.
How long on these shrines? 190 on Secrets, also 205 seconds on EG, so both will have to wait some time before they can fight again, at least on the side of EG, as Abed is a bit low on mana. Does have those Bloodstone stacks up though that will refresh him up quite quickly. But whew, it's an exciting game, it's non-stop battling. Marquise is getting the better of it though, in comparison overall in these aspects of the game. 7-2-3, and he's really putting so much pressure on Nisha. Every single time he seems to be finding him and getting that net off on him. And Nisha, he's not going for the BKB. He's being as greedy as possible. He's even queuing up the Bloodthorn next rather than going for that.
I mean, I like it. To be fair to him, so far, we've seen a lot of times where the refraction combined with the Hurricane Pike is buying him space and time to get the blink out to safety off every single time. It's very hard for EG to get him. Abed, a lot of these moments, he's using the entirety of his mana to get the initiation, so he doesn't have enough to follow Abed even, follow Nisha even deeper. The blinks are saving him every time. This offensive sort of build is the exact way you want to see him play in this game.
It's a scary way to play, though, right? Like, it's all about like any misstep. If you do make a misstep, it's going to be a likely death for you. But he's been playing very well around his team, and he does have backup. Like we said, he has ways to protect him, be it from Puppey with that cold embrace as well as the glimmer. Yeah, these fights are crazy, though. Cannot believe it's still only a 1K gold advantage, and the experience is also dead even. Usually sometimes when you see it's like a 1K-ish gold, the experience is sometimes heavily favored for one team. No, it's completely even on both sides.
Both teams there, just each of their individual drafts, they have such a lot going for them. They both make sense, and they've just clashed in a way where it's still so hard to see who's going to come out on top. If you had to sort of call it anything, you definitely, you've got to look towards Arteezy's Naga and say that this man, he's going to become this beast. But the fact of the matter is they do have that Lesh. They do have that essential counter. Sure, with the heart, he's got a lot of HP on these illusions. They're very tanky. But Matsu, with that spell amp, if he starts to get Bloodstone charges and it builds up the spell amplification, he is also going to have that scaling that will help deal with the army of Arteezy.
Absolutely. But there's the X factor is also Ramses, right? He's this Omni Knight that can actually protect Abed in particular so much. He doesn't protect Arteezy that much, but he allows this Storm Spirit to play so much more aggressively. And now with the BKB, Ramses can actually just freely run in and actually walk up to protect his Storm Spirit a lot of the occasions, so he won't have to worry about the disables. But yeah, Arteezy, 20,000. He's up to a Scotty now too. 4,400 life, 32 armor.
These items just seemingly coming out of nowhere. It feels like only a second ago we were looking at him finishing off his heart. The speed that this Scotty comes out after it's incredible.
Yeah, and it's really good this game in particular versus TA. As we always mention it, it's just better and better versus those ranged heroes as it has that higher effectiveness, 45% rather than 20% as it is versus melees.
And Yapso, you see with his build, he had a lot of money saved up going in for the Shadow Blade. So an extra way to sneak up and look for the catch. Arteezy in the middle lane, he's looking for the setup. He's not interested in Matsu. Well, he's going to try and look to focus both of them with the illusions being placed in a way that will start to burn the mana. Does force Matsu to put the BKB as he wants to try and commit onto Artur. He breaks out of the cogs. He's backing off towards the rest of his team now. Ahmed, Curse is used, holding Arteezy down in place. He's starting to lose a bit of the mana to himself. Matsu goes in, but his BKB's fought off Matsu, so Matsu's got to be careful. Pulls it from Ahmed. They're pulling onto the turn. They've lost Matsu. They've lost Yapto. Two dead on secret. Both without buyback. Puppey's gone as well. Puppey buys back immediately. Ahmed is hunting for Nisha. Nisha trying to split away from the rest of EG, but they stay on top of him. Pull it back. Fly with a sinister gaze. Nisha will fall as well. Double kill for Arteezy as EG take a convincing team fight win.
What was that? Was that a 2 or 3? It looked like almost a 3-man pull. 2 or 3-man pull on top of the Chain Frost from Abed there. This Aghanim's definitely paying dividends. Matamamed also popped his BKB super early in the fight when they first had initiated. After this song.
He's not done. Another setup, another zip, but Abed, he used all his mana for this one. Zai, he's on top of him. Abed, has he got anywhere to get out of this? He may have done a zip too far. Frost Shield back up from Fly. Enough mana to turn with the Vortex, disable him. Cold Embrace buys him safety, but Arteezy, he's there to back up his teammates. He surrounds Zai. Zai is out of mana and out of options. EG will slowly but surely beat down the clockwork. There's no one coming to help you, Zai. You will fall. Another kill for Arteezy.
And another Bloodstone charge for Abed as well. And just constant fights around this Roche pit.
And still neither team able to really get in and commit. We'll see this once again, this fight around the mid lane. EG able to use their spells to maximum efficiency. Secret they try and play, and Matsu going back in now with the BKB already used. He's such a liability. There's so much magical burst damage. There's no save that keeps Matsu alive.
Yeah, and the curse, it was a setup curse, right? He did it on Illusion, which sure, whatever, it wouldn't have mattered even if he did it on the hero because they wouldn't have done enough damage to be able to kill any of them off. But the important thing was that Ramses BKBs through, he gets the Heavenly Grace onto Abed, and then even though Yapstar lines up a decent stun and a Hex, it's reduced. So he's able to just zip out quickly, they reset the fight, and now they're able to claim themselves this so desired Aegis.
I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe Nisha not going for a BKB is a little too crazy. He's committed on the Nullifier.
The GA is definitely causing problems, as well as that Frost Shield. It's a lot of protection to just ensure that this TA does not do a lot of damage. He just feels like that's the better solution for himself in this game, rather than having to go for the BKB early. Now he has the BKB queued up as the following item.
And until he gets that, it seems pretty much impossible for Secret to fight when Arteezy is around. These song setups are sort of forcing Nisha to make jumps in a way that he doesn't want to. He wants to be able to follow up his teammates after the rest of Secret get in there and can sort of lock down the kills for him to line up and burst them down with this high physical damage. He's not been allowed to do that with the way that the fights have gone down because Arteezy, he's just in there every time, spreading out the illusions and making the fight very messy for Secret to return fire in.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolute chaos, right? Like, the illusions are flying around everywhere. A Guardian Angel gets popped. Everybody's invulnerable to the majority of the damage, so it does get way harder for Secret to take that fight. Matumba has to be very careful how he uses his BKBs, because he really has to be the one that just sticks on top of Arteezy to ensure that he can't just focus fire Nisha. He still has 7-second duration on it, so he should be able to do so to cover that. But EG have been playing the fights immaculately.
And EG now starting to bring the pressure closer to Secret's base. Matsu's doing his best to keep the attention split up. He continues to shove out this top lane, force at least a TPM from Arteezy. He's going to hunt with the song, but Matsu a little too fast. With the Yule Scepter and the boosted travel, Arteezy's not going to get in range. But with the relatively lowish cooldown, you can't blame Artur for looking for those opportunities to make those game-deciding plays.
Mid now, since they knew Arteezy was top, they're looking to make a play.
It's going to zip in, quick zip in and zip out. Zai's going to be there with a follow. Actually able to get the hook shot. Now with the hate, but into Yapsil's control. He loses the Aegis. One life going on the Storm. Can they do it a second time? That's the question. Matsu still with the magic pumping out. They have to keep their distance from the lightning point. He clips it again, sets up for the drag back. Arbet gets the two of them. The chain force as well. The bounce is a beautiful fall. The curse holds back Arbet momentarily, but he's still got mana to fight with. They're looking at Nisha, they're looking at Zai. Zip forward again. Zai's got no safety to rely on, and Arbet he's knocked down. Zips back across. Arteezy finishes off Nisha. They're in onto Yapsil. 3 dead on Secret. Nobody with buybacks to come in, but Yapsil, he turns to stun. It gives him the chance to blink away. He will live, but another fight that EG come out on top of.
And we're really starting to feel like we're talking about the effect of not having a BKB on TA. As soon as he gets caught on top of by the Nagasarn in any type of these occasions, he's just dead. EG are just playing these fights so well, and they're identifying the targets they have to go for. Just jumping onto the backline and just jumping onto the backline with the Storm Spirit, and then Arteezy just keeps segregating Nisha away from the rest of the team, and they can't actually help him most of these times.
And in they go, the high ground they will take, the tier 3 falls. And still that long timing, no Wyvern and no TA for this hold. EG will claim the melee racks, and they're even looking for more. They know that there's no buyback on these heroes. These all-important heroes for the defense, and Arteezy's going to make sure to punish them as much as he can. A second tier 3 will fall. They're staying here deep inside the base. He's got money now for the buyback on the TA, but it looks like they're just going to let this one go. He'll hold on to it and concede a second set of racks to Evil Geniuses, and now EG break ahead considerably.
The two cores, I mean, Arteezy as well as Abed, from the support that they've gotten from the rest of the squad, are just having this amazing performance. 11, 2, and 4 in Arteezy. We see Abed as well, 11, 1, and 14. And the greatest thing is, too, is that they've been very involved, which I know a lot of people are very critical sometimes with Arteezy, of course, where, oh, he's farming on the other side of the map. This is not one of those games at all. He's turned up to almost every single one of the fights. He's always seems to be able to find and isolate Nisha. In Secret, they're not able to respond. They don't have the way to deal with this EG force. With all this sustain that comes out, this tanky Nagasarn with this Omni Knight behind him, it's just way too much sustain.
It's just Nisha's build at the moment. It hasn't paid off. He needs that BKB now. 2K into it. He's got to get more time, but EG, they know the lead that they have. They want to continue this pressure. They're smoking up behind Arteezy. Nisha's got to be careful. Puppey's going to go in deep crit. He's in on him straight away with the avalanche. Puppey separated from any sort of backup. They're looking towards this Wyvern. Arteezy pushes him back with the illusion, zipping from Arbet. He plays around with Matsu. Puppey gets the curse off. He's looking to get out as well. With that TP, he will escape. Matsu, he's still trying to force this. Now puts the BKB, and a TP out from him will be successful as well. They do manage to get out of their Secret. They won't lose either of them, but they do use the BKB on Matsu, and they do use the curse on Puppey. That's not going to be there for the next play that EG's going to look to push in against Secret.
No, you can definitely feel that they're quite on the back foot now as this game continues to progress. And until TA has BKB, she is just so free for EG to jump on in all of these occasions. We do see Abed a couple moments ago, of course, did hit that level 25. So that synergy, as we mentioned, because he went for the static remnant damage, is even stronger in this game. Also, of course, find himself a nice spell prism.
Yeah, Secret's just got to play this game, sat entirely behind Nisha, getting him that BKB. He's 1,000 gold away. He just needs a little more time, a few more camps, a few more waves, and he'll be there.
Will that make the change, though? Will that be the X factor in decision? It doesn't really feel like it because of these last few moments of how much EG's been able to get on the map and how much Arteezy's just been able to farm throughout this game. Like we said, he picked up the heart quickly after he picked up the Scotty. Now he's got a butterfly and another 5,000 gold on top. He is just really acquiring currency too fast for Secret to deal with, it seems.
Secret know how careful they've got to play right now. No mistakes can be allowed from this squad outside of the base. They have to stay in, wait for the push from EG, and then look to jump. But it's so hard with the Arteezy Naga Song of the Siren ready to go at a moment's notice. EG can reset and look to set the fights as they wish.
Throw all this protection onto Arteezy.
Attack towards Matu, trying to force out maybe a BKB. He'll be Lotus and Glimmered. He cleans out the illusions with that AoE damage. You'll set up onto the Naga Siren, but I bet he's in on the back. 3-man Vortex crit with a follow-up Avalok the toss-up. They're being burst, Loising with the cars. Poppy is trying to turn, but there's no follow-up. The Splinter Blast will be there, but it's still so hard for Secret to get in. Matu tried to poke, but Arteezy, he responds with the song. EG, they're on the top. He's setting up the 3-man Vortex. Does he want to commit? He doesn't. He just lays down the remnants, forces out the BKB. Matu, he has to use it. They're in. They found Nisha. Another zip. Zai comes in with a hook shot to try and push them away. A cold embrace. Heals Nisha back up, but Zai, he loses his life for his attempt. Buyback immediately. But EG, they push on. Another tier 3 will fall. What can Secret do to punish? It does not look like a lot. They cannot catch any members of EG as EG simply retreat.
It really does feel so hard for them to respond. There's just so many different ways for them to protect each other, and like we keep saying, this Naga Siren is just way too tanky for them to kill at all. The Lesh, sure, maybe one of those innate counters, but at this point, when this Naga Siren is that much more farmed, it really just proves to be such a problem. And they're just going to stay in this area. They don't have to back up.
Yeah, and in they go, Abed. The 3-man Vortex crit with a follow-up avalanche. Once more, he's laying down the remnants. BKB comes out from Nisha. It's finally out on him. He's trying to look towards Ramses. They have to nullify the hookshot. The setup from Yamsil. Ramses, he's down. They've killed off the Omni Knight. What can they look to now? Nisha turns towards Abed. Abed still with the amount of good to zip down to the low ground. He's got the Arcane Rune ticket as well. Curse is there. Zai getting the kill on Fly. Buyback from Ramses. Buyback from Fly. Nisha's in trouble. Nisha is dead. No buyback on the TA. He's gone for 90 seconds, and EG, they're ready to jump for more. Matu's mana, big dread. Ahmed, it was smart. The 2-man Vortex, the new dead on Matu. They get the triple for Arteezy. 2 heroes without buyback. Zai, he pulled back for this one. He's trying to hide the Vortex, dragging them, and Matu back in. The illusions of Arteezy doing so much work. Secret, they cannot deal with them. Poppy, he'll fall. Ultra kill for Arteezy. Zai, he's going to go down as well. The chain force finishes him off. GG is called, and EG will take game 3.
He gets a rampage right at the end of it, right after the game does get called, but man, EG just ramped up the pace so much in this game.
What a game.
I think the most exciting thing I've ever